Howdy, partner. Okay, we should be live. So I'm just going to get somebody to double check that we are recording a full range of audio at this point. While Ollie has a quick hasty bite to eat.
Partners. Just so somebody else talks.
Okay, live now, firing it up.
Okay, right, we're good. So, last session, you guys jumped on the train out of Yuma, met up with Count Brashtash. Gun battle gun contest on the roof of the carriage, I believe, before meeting when you went to go and pick up the gun that he had. You guys met with resistance in the form of members of the Black Ribbon Gang who were in the middle of stealing said silver peacemaker, ivory handled peacemaker from the carriage. A chase across the roof of the train and a gun battle then ensued, which resulted in the deaths of all members of the Black Ribbon Gang, including the Bull, and the reclaiming of the gun. So we left last time with a photograph being taken of you guys stood next to the Count, with the fallen bandit members in front of you, and we will start as the train pulls into the sleepy town of Maricopa. The church up on the hillside, looking down over the white adobe buildings and the slightly newer buildings that are starting to arrive now that the train has turned up, and it's now a major stop on the way. So yeah, you guys roll into Maricopa. It's 2 p.m. on Monday the 18th of September 1882. Most of the people are either getting out in order to change trains to Phoenix, or are getting out to get a spot of lunch before the train continues its way to Tucson. So, what would you guys like to do?
I'll hop off the train and stretch my legs a bit.
Get the horses off the train as well.
Get the horses off the train.
Yes.
Take them over to the water trough, make sure they get a drink.
Yeah.
All the usual stuff.
Yeah. Okay. As last time, Maricopa's, like I say, quite a small town. There's two places that are regularly used for lunch, aside from the slightly expensive hotel that's attached to the train itself. There's La Mesa and Tres Caminos. There's a store there, and yeah, like I say, that's the town. So you guys are now in Maricopa.
Okay.
I would just...
Is there a little church and a cemetery?
That's what I was going to ask. Anyone walking by?
As I said, when you roll into town, up on the hill there is an old Spanish church with a stone fence cemetery.
He did just say that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily the only holy ground.
No, it isn't. But there is definitely an old stone fenced church up on the hillside overlooking the town.
And in a small place, that's probably the best place to start.
Yeah, don't know about you guys, but and I look around, seeing who's close to us. These black bandit fellows seem pretty close to our tail all the way along, so I'm going to miss lunch and mosey on up to that church up there and jump on my horse.
Miss lunch? Yeah, and I fill my canteen and then head up with him.
Okay. I'm guessing that Ben's going as well.
Ben's in two minds.
Okay.
Because, well, he's not going to say that, but that is kind of true. He did a lot of running, you see earlier, along the tops of the trains.
3 days earlier. It is now Monday, and that was.
It was a lot
Friday.
It was a lot of exercise.
It was quite a lot of exercise. We have a Simon.
We have a Simon. But like Emil said, the Black Band Gang have been on our tail the whole time, so he's somewhat tempted to stay behind in the town and see if anyone else starts making their way up to the church after.
Okay.
See if there's any person who's like not obviously a member of the Black Women Gang, but who's been like
maybe a
secretly
idea,
tailing us the whole time.
Might be a sensible idea to nip in the local saloon, sticking our heads in, get one drink, and then go. Just to see who's about.
Emil's being military is aware of the fact that information's only as important as your time to act on it. And if we're not giving them time to act on the information we hear, if we get what we need and can move on, we may get a jump.
Yep. That'd probably sway Ben, so yeah, he'd be happy to head up to the church then.
Okay. So sorry, Simon, you've arrived in Maricopa on Monday morning, and
Afternoon.
Afternoon, about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I mean, the other thing to be said is if you go up and look at the church now, then the train will pull out in about an hour's time, and you'll find it easier to get a decent table at the cantinas.
That's a good point.
Perfect. My previous plan stands.
I think we go with that then.
Okay, so you guys mosey on up to the old Spanish church. Okay, so just to confirm, tell me what you guys are looking for now you're up here.
I'm looking for a gravestone, a headstone, or something in the cemetery with the name Pedro Garcia
Jimenez.
Yeah, that's the one.
Jimenez.
With my legendary pronunciation. Yeah, okay. Do you guys want to... actually, you know what? You can either make an investigation or a perception roll. If you want to, anybody that has investigation of... group rolls work. Anybody that has investigation of more than 4 can add 2 dice to whoever's got the best investigation. Actually, you can do the same thing with perception. So anybody who's got investigation or perception of more than 4,
well, I
hopefully
have
is most
neither.
Right,
no, I've got perception. Actually.
You must have perception. It's a secondary stat.
Yeah.
I have a perception of 4.
I have a perception of 5.
I've got a perception of 6.
Simon, what's Frederick got?
Hang on, I'm just looking.
But I roll 1.
He's got 5.
Okay, so do we want to do a group? I mean, there's almost no point. In fact, I'm going to say with this, there is no point. If you guys are all working together, you'd be rolling, 12 dice. I think that's probably enough to... you'd be rolling 12 dice. I think that's enough to say you'll find it quite quickly.
Oh, it's over there.
Yeah, so, I mean, the graveyard isn't that big. But, so finding Pedro Garcia Jimenez... oh, come on.
Jimenez.
Jimenez. Jimenez's. That's what I was struggling with. Grave is not too difficult. The gravestone's pretty old. However, what you do spot when you're looking around it quite easily is that there is a small depression right beside the gravestone. It's only quite small, but it looks like at some point somebody has dug a hole and then filled it up again, but not as well as it otherwise as it would have been.
Not been done in Type 2, has it?
No.
Can't make that. All right.
No. Yeah, there's definitely a defect on it.
So has anybody got a shovel?
Yeah, I believe Emil has a shovel.
Is there anybody about? That's the first question. Other than us.
2 p.m. on a Monday afternoon? Not particularly.
No, but there might be a little priest in the church or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He'll always be there.
Yeah, he might well be having a siesta though.
Okay, we'll take a chance then. Have a quick look around. There's nobody there, right? Fine.
Okay.
I tell you what, you lot dig. I'll keep an eye open in case anyone comes.
I'll be keeping an eye on it as well because I'm not built for digging.
You'll stand leaning on the church coffin. Yeah. Okay.
Those with loaded guns and those who dig.
So a quick dig. Not going to take you long, but 8 inches down there is a little bundle wrapped in some cloth, and I'm kind of guessing you're going to open that. So if you do open that, what you find in it is a silver cross about 8 inches in length, and at first glance you look at it and go, oh wow, that's going to be worth some money, and hopefully you're not going to get accused of stealing it from the church. A closer look shows it's not as valuable as it first looks. It's not made of pure silver. It's got a kind of covering on the top of it, and the stones which are embedded in it. Actually, they don't look like they're gems. They probably did before it got buried, but they're fairly cheap glass fakes. One stone though is particularly noticeable by its absence. It's missing right from the middle of the cross. It looks almost like somebody has drilled a hole clear through the. It looks as though somebody has just drilled a hole clear through the cross. Shape of the hole looks kind of arched too, so it's not just a drilled hole. Somebody's then shaped it, so it's arch shaped. The other peculiar thing is the foot of the cross, which has been filed down into a triangular profile for probably the last 2 inches.
Well, we can probably assume this is the key.
Yeah,
Could
shove
be
that
a
back
key,
in a
could be an
bundle, give it to Doc, and try and restore the hole. It's hopefully somewhat better than the previous person who dug the hole down.
It's not going to be too difficult to make it look fairly similar to the way it was when you arrived. Having seen it, you can scrape a little bit more soil off somewhere else and just like fill it in and hope
some dry dust over it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a bit less obvious than it was, but
I want to also clean the shovel so it doesn't look like I've been digging, and put it back into me equipment on my horse.
Yeah, no problem.
Could you imagine that, just riding out of the cemetery with a mud-encrusted shovel? Yeah, probably not a good idea.
Yeah, it's fairly dry soil. You're in the middle of Arizona, but
yeah, that's cool.
Right.
So 1 and 2's done, guys.
Superstition
That's all right.
Mountains.
Looking from the top of the hill, is the train still in town?
With the rolls you had, it probably is. Although by this point, I mean, like I say, it's up on a hill overlooking the town, but it's probably only about a 5-minute ride up out of town. So yeah, as you look back down, you can see people are starting to gather around and get back on the train. It normally rolls out of town about 3:15, so it's there for a little bit longer than an hour. And yeah, it looks like they're starting to get up steam again, and it'll probably be rolling out about the time you get back down, if you go straight back down, or you can wait a bit and go down once it's gone if you want.
Is there nobody coming up the road or down the road to the town that we can see?
Not that you can see. It's
fine. Just checking.
It's pretty clear. Yeah.
I'd like to have a quick look in the church.
Okay. Anything particular you're looking for in the church?
Well, not at the moment, because I know that the next clue says Superstitious Mountains, and then you're taking aiming with the key and stuff. But if the priest is about, I'd perhaps ask him more than anyone. In fact, ignore that. I've just seen the map. Superstition Mountains. Yep. Ignore that. I know where they are.
So do I.
But that's a hell of a journey to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also huge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But there are 3 of them, by the look of it.
Yeah.
I think it's a range more than...
Yeah, it's the Superstition Mountains, MTS.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to go into the church. I'm going to call out to the priest. Padre, are you here? Father?
This little Mexican guy comes out, and once again, I am not doing Mexican accents, especially not only because, but especially not live on YouTube. But yeah, a kind of short, quite elderly Mexican guy comes out, introduces him as himself as Father Esperanza.
Good afternoon, Father. I hope I didn't wake you.
No, indeed not, my son. What can I do for you this fine afternoon?
My friends and I are on a bit of an adventure, shall we say, and we are about to journey to northeast, the Superstition Mountains.
Indeed. Yes, you can see them just off in the distance. You can see the first set of real peaks, just the other side of Reservoir Hill. You came perhaps
fantastic.
for a blessing, son, my son?
Potentially. There is some. A friend of ours said that there is a rock formation called the Finger of God.
El Dedo del Dios. I've heard of this. I've not been there myself though. Maybe if you ask Thomas, who runs La Mesa in town, he may be able to give you better directions than I.
Thomas. Thank you.
An elderly man with a short beard. Blessed blessed for it to still be black.
Very, very lucky man indeed. Very lucky man. I'm not really religious, but I would kneel down to take a blessing from the priest. And
check your smallest coin of the plate, yeah.
And I'd pull a $5 bill and stick it in the
Blimey.
box on the way out.
Jesus. You go to the pub later.
Nah, we're doing well, and the money we've earned is from fighting bad people. So let's see it go to good.
Okay. Yeah. The priest offer you his blessings, and again suggests that Thomas down in town would probably be the best person to talk to about the mountains.
Yep. And I show him the $5. Put it in.
His eyes grow wide, and he bless you, my son. Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you for the good you're doing, Father. Have a good afternoon.
That money, I'll bless your horses as well.
Nice. So yeah, I'll come out the church and go, guys. I've got a bit of information. So the next step says the finger of God. That is a range on the mountains called El Dido El Dios. The padre didn't know where it was. However, now the train. I look down as the train gone now.
It's probably pulling out as you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I think we shall dine in La Mesa this afternoon. And is it a restaurant?
It's a
saloon.
it's a cantina. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an eatery. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
dine in La Mesa, and Thomas is our man.
Okay.
So
Let's
yeah,
get on that then.
you guys go into go in. I think I might be wrong. I think you ate at Tres Caminos previously when you were here.
Yeah, that
I think
rings a
so,
bell.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is another another cantina. There are two in town, and yeah, guy with a kind of fairly elderly guy with a short beard. And as the father said, it's not cursed with the greyness of age, despite it's still a solid black colour. He comes out and welcomes you and says, "Yeah, please, take a seat. I wasn't expecting more people this afternoon. Now the train's pulled out, but what can I get you?"
So I like point a finger and go, Thomas, yes?
Indeed, Thomas Mostrador. Have we met?
No, we haven't. I shake his hand. The padre up at the church said you'd be the man to speak to about some information.
Oh, well, if I can help, I will do. We have beer, wine. I have a very good stew on at the moment, or
Nice stew would be good, I think.
Yeah.
so he
I'll
comes
tell you
out.
what. So we order whatever we want to order.
Yeah.
And we ask him to bring something for himself and join us as well.
That's very kind of you. So he comes out with a bowl of stew as well, and there's meat and beans and tortillas. There's not bad red wine, and there's some beer if you'd rather have beer. So yeah, he sits down and makes sure everybody's got their food, and says, "So, senors, what information is it that you're looking for?"
Anyone else?
Have you heard of a mountain range called the Superstitious Mountains, Thomas?
Indeed, yeah, they're northeast of town, just beyond Reservoir Hill. They're difficult to miss.
Yes. And have you heard of... I may mess up the pronunciation, but El Did El Dios.
El Dido del Dios. Yes, the
That's the
finger
one.
of God.
Indeed.
It's not too difficult. Are you looking to see it? It's quite impressive.
That is correct, as we have heard.
Yes. 1 minute. he goes off and comes back with a small piece of paper and a pen or a pencil and starts pencil pen. Anyway,
Charcoal.
start sketching out.
Quill.
So you head north as if you're going to Reservoir Hill. It gives you a couple of quick pointers to make sure that you're on the right vein. Keep Reservoir Hill to your right, and basically you head in, and he gives you various a little list of various landmarks to look out for. He says it's probably a full day's journey out to there. It's not that far, but it'll take you a while to get there just because of the trails. They're not bad, but they're not a road. They're not particularly well travelled.
If we were to, instead of following your fantastic directions, but request your services to show us the way.
I would love to, but unfortunately, I have a business to run, and I can't be away for 2 days.
What if we paid someone you knew to cover you while you was away, as well as pay you for your services too?
You'd really like a guide? Let me ask around town, and I can probably find someone to take you out. You wish to go tomorrow?
I
Do
imagine
we-
that would be best.
Do we want someone asking around town?
No. Definitely don't want someone asking around town. Everybody knows there's somebody going out there.
With your directions, they're pretty straightforward.
Yes. El Nido del Dios is not difficult to find, senor. It is like a large fist with one finger pointing to the sky. If you stay between the two spurs of the mountain range, it is not too difficult to find.
And crossing the river, the Gila River, that's okay.
Indeed, if you and he points to the road and says, if you take the road out of town, it is a track, but it will take you to a ford only a few miles up the road.
And getting to the tip.
Sorry, getting to.
I don't know if you can actually get
Do we need to get to the
to
tip?
it.
I'm guessing
You
the
guys
tip
want to
is
go to the summit of the mountain?
Yeah.
El Nido del Dios is not a mountain. It is just a rock spire. You haven't been. The Superstition Mountains are. There are mountains, but they're mostly cliffs, or a lot of them are cliffs and tabletops. Those kinds of. The wind makes amazing sounds as it passes between. El Nido del Dios is simply a rock spire. Some probably 30, 40 feet high.
Oh, that's climbable.
Well, you look like capable gentlemen to me. I would not wish to climb it. I will if I'm there, I will go and see it. It is quite impressive, but I wouldn't want to climb it. But if
I
that
don't
is,
think we need a guide based on your information.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Well, thank you, man. Don't know how marvellous the stew is.
Indeed, can I have rooms for the night if you wish to stay in town and leave tomorrow morning, or
So for the food now, evening meal, breakfast, and a room, what would that cost?
It'll be a few dollars. I'm not going to dig it. I mean, the amount you guys have just made, it's going to be a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
Was that each?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But yes, we would like rooms, basically.
Yes.
Do we want to
We have 2 rooms,
out of
or
character? Out of character. Do we want to offer him a little bit more, not to mention the fact of
No,
where
no,
we're
no,
going to
no.
anyone?
I mean,
Oh God, Louis! I just put $5 on the counter, so I'll have a room for tonight, meal for tonight, breakfast in the morning, and what do you have in the way of beer? Thank you very much.
He will get you a beer. Like I say, do you guys want to try and convince him not to tell anybody else that comes into town, or?
I think that's probably raising more suspicion than not saying anything at this point.
Yeah, just.
Are we convinced that there's anyone in town that's going to come after us when we go up there?
Well, everywhere we've been so far, they've been right on our asses.
Or in front.
Even when we've told people not to tell people stuff, so it might not help.
So I think they're going to come after us anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say to this guy, don't tell him, and then they torture him to find out.
No, just leave it.
We'll just leave it. They'll come after us anyway.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Louis is going to give us a really easy night, and you know what they say. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. Right. So another beer, and then I'm going to bed.
Okay. If you guys want to settle down for the afternoon, chill out a bit, have a rest, and then head off first thing in the morning.
Sounds like the best idea.
Okay. You guys hit the road, and the directions seem to be pretty good. The track goes down, it crosses the river. Reservoir Hill is a pretty good landmark. So as Thomas says, you keep that on your right, and there are 2 large spurs of the mountain that come out to meet you, and you aim between them. So it probably is mid-afternoon, maybe mid to late afternoon by the time that you first spot El Dido del Dios, and it's as you've been told, there's a rock platform that does look remarkably like a hand, and then just this sheer spire pointing straight up about 30 foot above that rock formation at the bottom. It is quite impressive. You can certainly see how it got the name, and you can definitely see how it's going to be, how it would have anybody that comes by is going to definitely remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Guess we're climbing.
Does look like it.
Okay.
If that's what it really says we should do.
Aim with the key from the tip of the finger of God.
Yep.
Okay. It is going to be a moderately tough climb to get up there. In game terms, it's going to be an extended roll. You're going to need 5 successes. It will be 2 difficulties. You're going to need 5 successes above 2 on each roll. So on a 3, you will gain a
based on what skill, Louis?
Based on athletics.
I'll stay and hold the horses. I'll stay and hold the horses.
I'm going to have to stay down the bottom because there's no way I can do it.
Oh well, I can do it.
It's not very likely I can do it either.
I guess that leaves.
Well, I've only got an athletics
Will.
of 2.
So
That's
have
the
I.
same as me.
Right. Okay.
We'll stand at the bottom and catch him, shall we?
You got a 5 athletics.
Yep.
In which case,
Before he rolls, can I give him the thing? Give him back the little cross.
yeah, give him back the cross.
Put it in your pocket, safe. Don't drop it.
Okay. So you're looking to make 5 successes above a 2.
Yep.
Yeah,
Above 2.
above 2. You're not all in one roll. You can keep rolling, but it's going to
3 or more.
it's going to be you'll be all right unless you roll no successes at all.
Okay.
I'm standing back
So-
from the edge.
A skill point would give me what?
A style point would give you 1 extra dice on a roll.
So what if I wanted to boost a non-combat skill?
What have you got in the
Yeah, how does that work?
Sharpshooter, shattered nerves. Oh, Benjamin has inspire.
Yeah.
He does.
Oh, yeah.
That knows 1 dice.
I am trying to remember how that works outside of combat.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that in a moment because I'm not sure.
You know what I'll do? What I'll say is if you guys spend 2 style points to boost that skill. I don't even know if that talent can be boosted. But if you spend 2 points to boost that skill, to boost that talent, I'll give you a +2 to every dice roll.
I'll spend 2 to do that.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys stand at the bottom. You take up various places so you can try and get the best view of the handholds, all of that kind of stuff. And okay, let's see how you get on.
So that puts me on a 6. Does the inspiration do anything
yeah,
on top of that?
you've got 5, yeah.
5 normally. I've just
5
spent 2
normal.
to boost it to 6.
No. What we said is you
7.
spend 2. That will boost every roll to 7.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Sweet. So let's get started. So, rope on my waist. Not that it's going to do much anyway.
Okay, that's not a bad start. Yeah, you're away up there. That is worth 3 of those 5 successes you need. So
So I'm
straight
launching
away
up.
you're
Good, just finger grips.
yeah.
Wide foot grip as well.
Yeah,
He's like a gazelle.
it is. Yeah, it takes a bit of. There's a couple of points where it gets a bit. Okay, no. Over to your right. Over to your right. There you go. But yeah, it's fairly simple. You just clamber up to the top. So
Reminds me of sniping.
yeah. So when you do get up to the top, you can see on the top of this spire a little bit wind eroded. It's not been carved kind of like in the last week. There's a circle about 1 foot wide, and in the middle of the circle is a small triangular hole.
I thought there might have been. Okay, so I'm gonna sort of kneel down, sort of lower my height a little bit, so no sudden wind's gonna take me. And keeping a hand on the mountain, I'm gonna place the cross into the triangle cutout.
Okay. Once you're up there, I mean it's narrow given that it's a spire, but it's not kind of like 1 foot wide at the top. It's a good kind of 8-10 feet across.
Oh, perfect then. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'll
you
still
can
straight
get
in.
down and drop that in. Yeah, the cross is like there's a couple of little pebbles that you have to lift out, and then you can just slide the cross straight in. Yeah, and it slides into place.
Okay, so it says aim with the key from the finger of the god. So I'm guessing we need to look through the hole. Obviously, it works two ways.
Towards the Superstitious Mountains.
Yeah.
So,
As you
I mean,
look
go on.
as you look through the hole, it lines up with a cliffside that's about 400 yards away, and up right near the top of the cliff, it's kind of there's some scrubby brush up there. But looking at it, you suddenly think, no, there's a hole just behind that brush up there. There looks like there's a small cave entrance. You'd probably miss it if you weren't really looking for it. And there's other sort of larger holes in the cliff, but there is definitely one, and this is aimed straight at it.
Okay, so I'm going to lie over the edge a little bit, get their attention, and using my hand go, there's a cliff over there. There's a cave covered in shrub. That's where it's pointing to.
Okay.
So from this height, can I mean, it's 400 feet's not far, but is there a straightforward route to get there?
There is. The thing is, the cliffs, I don't know what. Hang on a sec. Give me. There we go. Yeah. The cliff is probably a good 20, 30 feet high. It's going to be a hell of a climb to get up to it. What you can see from up here is there is a trail that will lead round up onto the top of the cliff. And that way you're only, probably about 6 or 8 feet above the cave entrance.
Okay. That's probably the best way of doing it, actually, I think. Okay, I'm going to take the key, put it back in my pocket securely. Definitely not leaving it up there.
Yeah.
And again, slowly make my way back down the finger.
Okay. I'm going to you can get a rope kind of attached so that it's a bit easier coming down. I'm not going to make you roll for that. So, yeah, you kind of manage to get back down the face of the spire, and retrieve your rope. Again, it's not too difficult once you're at the bottom to get it. So yeah, you guys are down there. Like I say, it's getting on for late afternoon, kind of early evening by the time you've done this.
Okay.
Are we still up in the air of it on this? At the bottom of the finger? So we've got a view of the surrounding area a little bit.
So the horses aren't going to be able to get onto the where the sort of the hand bit of this outcrop is. But yeah, from where you
I
are,
have to look round, see if anybody else is there, any dust trails from other horses or stuff like that.
Make me a perception check.
Oh, here we go. Right. 1.
I don't see anything.
Oh, that's fine then.
Well, we got pointed in the direction of the cave with shrub. I suggest we make our way over there as carefully as we can without the horses.
Yeah.
Well, we'll climb down to the horses and ride across, possibly.
Yeah, there was a trail that would have put us about 6 foot above the cave.
Yeah, so you'd need to get on the horses. I mean, you can ride just to the bottom of the cliff, but like I say, it's a good climb up there. It's not going to be an easy climb up there. But if you get on the horses and go around the side where Emil's pointed, there's a trail that will get you back up and bring you out on the top of that cliff. Or at least on a ledge. It's at the bottom of another rock face, but
is there going to be enough light for us to get up there safely and then get back down out of the way?
Yeah, getting up there safely is not going to be too bad. It is September. It is. I'm making a guess that it doesn't get that dark that early in Arizona
I'm
in
thinking about us
September.
lighting a fire for the night and everybody's seeing it for miles around.
Yeah, you might be better doing that at the bottom of the cliff than the top of
Exactly.
the cliff. But
So if we're going to stop, we might want to stop before we go up there. They go up in the morning.
I mean, it's a trail up onto a ledge. You could get up there and then come back down. It's not going to take you like an hour and a half to get up there. It's like
No, that's fine. We're not
10
going to run out
minutes
of light
north
up there.
now.
No, okay.
No.
Let's go then.
But if you decide that you want to wait until the next morning, then yeah, you're probably right. You'd be better off coming back down. But there's not a problem getting up there, having a scope of it, and then coming back down. It probably won't be dark. If you're going to try and get down, you could try and get down into the cave mouth this evening.
Should we go?
Well,
let's go.
Yeah, let's get on with it.
Let's get on with it.
So yeah, you guys get up to the just about get up to the top of the trail. The actual path that comes out to the top of the cliff, you realise you're probably going to have to leave your horses further along in order to get there. But you can make your way along it. It's a bit too narrow to get the horses along it.
Right.
But yeah, if you follow that through, you can kind of work out where it is using the landmarks you looked at, and you lie down and kind of peer over the top. About 6 foot below the ledge that you're now on is the entrance to the cave.
Okay, who's the strongest? Only 2 for strength. I'm just thinking who's going to stand at the top and help hold the rope while somebody else climbs down.
Charlie, it's only 6 foot. How tall are we?
No, but is it a cave entrance and is there a flat bit outside?
It's 6 foot to the top of the cave entrance from where you are. Then there's about a 5-6 foot cave entrance, and then there's 30 foot to the ground.
So you're going to have to go down a rope and then sort of step in.
You could probably tie off a rope and climb down it.
Tie off a rope or just climb down. It's that easy.
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. Who wants to go first?
Oh, go on then. I'll go first.
Okay. Make me an athletics or acrobatics roll to get down the rope safely.
How many successes do you reckon I need?
You only need 1, but getting 1 would probably be advisable. Yeah, not a problem. Basically, gonna abseil down and just kick off and land in the entrance to the cave.
Yeah, I'm needed. I'll take an average if that's all right, Louis. I'm on 2.5.
Yeah, not a problem.
Right, next.
You going, Ollie?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. Which role would that be? Is it athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
I do only have one of them, so it's gonna be athletics. We only need 1, but we do really need 1.
Yeah.
And we got 1, so it's all good.
Okay.
I'm chucking in one of my points. As I'm stubborn. And I still got none.
And you still got none.
Yep.
Okay. You managed to cling to the edge. I'm gonna say, given that you guys are already there, you guys can just reach down and pull him up. But
reach up and help him down.
No, reach down and help him up because he's slid down the
And the surprise and
You
exertion I'm
slip
now
past the
ailing.
entrance for the cave.
Yeah.
I'm now ailing, Louis, and the surprise and exertion saving myself and getting hauled back in.
Yeah, you might just have got. Yeah, that's a couple of times you've used ailing fairly specifically. I will give you that.
Well, I would be after that. I've just climbed down a rope and slipped or
Yeah.
whatever.
Go on. You can have a star point for that. Okay, so the cave goes back into the cliff. The entrance itself, it's weathered, it's old, it's been here a long time. But once you look more than, I don't know, maybe a yard or two back, you can see that actually this is quite smooth. This is quite clear. This is not just a cave. This is definitely a tunnel of some sort. It is also pitch black in there.
Did we bring the light?
Well, we definitely have a flint and to make fire.
I'll
So
tell you what,
is there
look,
any-
nobody mentioned it, but given that nobody mentioned it, I will say that you have a lantern with you.
which we can light, obviously.
So
So
you have one light source with you. So yeah, if you guys wanna light that up.
Yeah.
Nobody has Indian customs, or does anybody have knowledge as no, nobody has knowledge Indian customs, do they? Okay. So you guys get, I'm guessing you're heading into the cave.
Yeah.
Okay. Only about 6 or 8 feet into the cave, there are some really old Indian paintings up on the wall. The meaning's not obvious to you. They're symbols rather than pictures particularly, but they go up both sides and meet in the archway of the tunnel above. And yeah, beyond that, the hallway seems to lead straight into the hill, but also slightly downwards. After
Louis,
yeah,
I've got the skill lingo. Can I have a go to see if I understand the gist of the paintings? Because I taught the lingo.
I'm gonna say no on that one. It's let me double check. Oh no, that's the skill lingo, isn't it? No, that is just a language. I thought that was a talent for a minute.
It's a type of language.
I have it too, so we could work together.
and I have knowledge, but it's mostly medicine, probably.
Yeah.
Bingo too.
I'm going to say it's okay. Look, it would be a hard Indian customs roll to do it. So you'd need 3 successes on an Indian customs roll. On lingo, that's just going to put it way, way beyond.
Yeah, fair enough.
We'll carry on through the cave then. They're interesting paintings.
Yeah, it was a nice try. I liked it, but I'm not going to give you that one.
Well, I've got 3 on lingo. If anyone wants to help me out.
No. If Louis said no, then no. Let's press on.
I don't think any of you've got. Have any of you got 4 in lingo?
3.
No, I've only got 3.
Yeah,
I've got 4.
You've got to have 4 in order to.
Ollie.
I've got 4 in lingo.
Let's leave it. Okay, so like I say, the hallway tunnel leads downwards a little bit, and then it suddenly goes down, and you suddenly realise that these are wide and fairly regular steps that lead further and further down the down into the rock. Can everybody make me a perception roll?
I get -2 on mine.
Why do you get -2?
Because I'm ailing.
I don't think that's going to make any odds on this roll.
3.
Okay. In which case I've got 3.
Okay. In which case, yeah, there's something odd about the atmosphere as you're walking down. But then again, you're in an ancient Indian passageway in the mountains, miles from home. It's probably just nerves that's getting to you, but there's something just.
Well, in which case I'm going to pull my gun because that then makes me feel a lot better.
Okay.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
You always say that, man. Okay, just so I know, who's holding the lantern?
Oh, go on, I will be holding the lantern. Otherwise, we'll be here all night.
Okay. You follow down, and like I say, it heads deeper and deeper into the hillside, and eventually it opens up suddenly into a large chamber. Right, let me go.
Is it a rectangle with a sticky out bit and 2 other sticky out bits?
You know what? It could just be something like that, couldn't it? Yeah, roughly, it's exactly what you described. So, yeah, there is a. You come in at that south end.
Right.
The ceiling is domed above you. The floor is covered with sand. And the 2 sticky out bits, for want of a better word, is a stone walkway that suddenly stops. It's not broken. It's definitely been carved in that way. The light from the lantern just about illuminates the other side. It's about
Okay.
15 yards or so from one walkway to the other.
The funny shape of the path reminds me of a gun butt. So, have a quick look at the gun butt and have a look and see what we're doing.
Okay.
We go for clue 5.
I'm trying to remember which of the gun butts that is on.
It's the one with number 5 on it.
It's Thompson's right side.
So we're going to step off the left and go around.
So that is the one you are thinking of.
Yeah.
Actually, what I haven't done is let me share. It's in your where are we?
Now messenger group, yeah.
It's not only in your messenger group; it's also should be in the handouts.
Yeah, I've got them up.
So I think we should be stepping off the left.
Yeah.
Now, is that a path around the edge, or should we be following the dotted line?
That is the question.
Is that the outline of the path, or is that the path we should follow?
I feel as it's dotted, it's probably what you should follow, but
Would that be a good time to quickly grab a biobaric and a drink?
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I shall be back in a couple.
I'll be back.
Okay. Well, I'm back. For anybody, I don't know if I can't remember whether I said this at the beginning of the last one or not. But yeah, episode 5, I just got. I managed to record my voice and none of the players' voices, which turned out to be a lot less entertaining than I obviously would think it would be. So that was why we did the thing at the beginning of episode 6 to cover that off. But yeah.
We're all back? Not yet.
Not quite. Getting there. Oh, and now he's gone again.
What are you consuming?
I have some highly unexciting blackcurrant and apple squash. What are you on? Lucasade. Nice.
Yeah. Been some long days.
Yeah. You still commuting up to London every day?
Train now.
Is that easier than the drive?
It's cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not in terms of to buy the ticket. It's still cheaper to drive because I don't have to buy a ticket anymore.
Ooh, nice. Yes, that'll work. That'll definitely work.
Southeastern are part of the sister company of the Go Ahead Group. So Southeastern, Gatwick Express, Northern, Southern, and Thameslink, all free travel for me.
Cool. I am trying to work out how it is that Ollie walked into the room, didn't get anywhere near the desk, and his camera came back on. That's quite impressive.
He walked past and nudged the desk on the way.
Might be that.
Or he's got a motion tracker like you have that picks up movement.
Yeah. I was saying, Ollie, I'm trying to work out how your camera had gone to sleep, and then as you entered the room, suddenly you came back and was like, okay.
It's just because I was standing behind my chair and turned it on and then walked past.
That's what I thought.
Hey.
There's no magical technology there.
No, it's just a big chair.
Pardon me. I've also got
Max Strong what?
Ooh. Crisps.
jalapeno and cheese.
My brother, I've been playing the Black Hack on Thursday nights,
Okay.
and he brought, I think he was saying, was it Dave got them? Can't remember now. It might have been Dave. Broken pretzels, so broken pretzel pieces with jalapeno in them. And you got within about that far of the packet and you could smell jalapeno. They were really strong. They were really, really nice. I did get the point halfway through the evening where I think if I eat any more of these, I'm actually going to be sick. But they were really good. So yeah, I'm running my brother and Dave through Keep on the Borderlands using the Black Hack, which is fun. Dave,
Wasn't Thursday's your Adventure League day?
I've never done Adventure League. I've done, if I don't get a Monday night game, if something happens and it cancels the Monday night game, I quite often go out on Tuesday to Ludicrous.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times.
And they are running, the last time I did that was a couple of weeks back, and there's a guy who's running Blades in the Dark, which was that was a lot of fun. I quite enjoyed that. Yeah, we had to do a favour for a copper and get rid of some smugglers that were on her watch. And we did it basically by breaking in and sabotaging the engines so that they blew up. We caused quite a mess, and we also managed to implicate another rival gang that we didn't like. in the meantime as well. So we kicked off a massive gang turf war on the docks without being involved in it ourselves, and managed to get the police off our backs. It was a good night. And then there was enough time that we ran an okay. What other things can we try doing? So we met up with said copper again to try and work out if we could come to some kind of arrangement so that we'd get occasional work from them and they'd keep a watch and make sure they didn't hassle us too much. And her price for doing it, which the group, let me think, that would have been this week, that I'm not at, would have had to have come up with a plan for, was to go and make sure that a different sergeant in the police force retired without claiming a pension. So it was, it's fun. I quite like Blades in the Dark. So I'll go back and jump back on that game. That was a giggle. Right, okay. There is this sandy chamber with 2 rock spurs that looks remarkably like the carving on the right handle of Thompson's gun.
Yeah, I mean, is that simulating it's meant to be close to the wall, or is what I've done close? I ain't got a clue.
Well, if we've got something we can prod it with either side to see if there's somewhere harder or softer.
Something like that 10-foot pole that you were joking about earlier that you
Why-
didn't
why
actually buy.
Why do we think there's some sort of trap? Why do we think we need to take a funny route through it? Do we think it's booby trapped?
Don't know. It's just sand. I've no idea.
I reckon most of it's quicksand, and there's probably a path underneath the sand that's good.
Louis,
Yeah.
are there lots of stones about?
No, it's sand.
Okay. Are there lots of stones back at the cave entrance?
You could. There's probably some.
I'm not looking for huge stones, just pebbles.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go to the entrance of the thing
Yeah.
and chuck one in the sand right in front of me and
Okay.
see if it disappears beneath the sand.
Where are you throwing it? Straight out between the 2 rock spurs?
Yeah.
Okay. You throw that out. It lands on the sand.
Yep.
And after about 20 or 30 seconds, it sinks beneath the surface of the sand.
Okay, so I will chuck one out on the route that Emil has proposed.
Okay. Okay. You kind of look at where you guys think it probably is and throw a small pebble out. It lands. You kind of get the feeling it might. It looks like it definitely settles a bit deeper than you'd want it to, or that you'd expect, but it doesn't actually sink.
Okay. Is there a heavier pebble around or a heavier stone?
I'm sure you can go and you could probably actually. Did you guys say you were bringing?
Someone's got a shovel.
I think it was a shovel and a pickaxe you guys were saying you were going to bring.
Yeah.
Mine were on my horse, though.
I mean, I'll tell you what, Ben is impulsive, and so before he's really thought about it, when he sees that this stone does not sink down, he puts his first foot out.
Okay, you're putting all your weight on it.
Yeah.
Make me an acrobatics or a...
Athletics?
Yeah, I mean, it says agility here, but no, go on. We'll go for...
What's my agility? Where is agility?
That's one of your skills.
Yeah, it's not got on it. It's not got an agility, so I think that's a mistake in the thing. So yeah, go for acrobatics or athletics.
Because I've not got about it. So okay. Okay, so that is 2 out of 2.
That is 2 out of 2. Okay, you are standing on there, and yeah, your foot's not sinking. It kind of sinks in a little bit on the dry sand, and then kind of beds down and stops.
I think it's okay. It's a bit deeper than. It's not just like there's not a little coating of sand or anything. It's properly deep, but it's not. Well, I'm not dead yet.
Okay. So if you follow that out on the...
Can we throw him the rope to tie around his waist? Or can we tie the rope around his waist so we can pull him back?
Yeah.
Right. That's what we're doing.
Yep, cool.
Okay.
We'll all hold the rope.
Follow that out, kind of trying to get a feel for where you're getting. You get to the point where suddenly you definitely get the feeling, even impulsive as you are, you could do with a map that was slightly bigger than that.
Yeah.
To judge exactly where you're going. But you kind of get to a point and think, yeah, that's probably the best point to turn. And yeah, that's okay.
Is he leaving a definite trail
that
we can walk along?
Yeah, pretty much.
He would be trying to.
It would be easy, even though the sand maybe kind of slides back a bit, there's a couple of little depressions, and as he turns the first corner, if you wanted to go straight out to where he was, that would be quite easy. If he goes all the way kind of out into the middle of the sand, and then you try and follow him, then you've got to make your own chance as well.
How long is this bit of rope?
Should we go for the age-old 50 foot? Because that...
Then we can tie it to
probably
about a 2 foot or 3 foot gap. We can all tie onto it with a gap between.
Like a convict chain.
Yeah. Or mountain climbers going over a glacier, or whatever you want to. Yep. So we can tie the bit of rope to join us all together, but with a gap between us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. You could tie it through your gun belt or
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So who's going out next?
I'll step out next.
Okay. I'm going to likewise say, give me an athletics or an acrobatics roll.
Okay. Assuming I'm back to normal now. I got 1.
Okay. It's getting a bit. There's a point where your foot starts to slide and starts to sink. But if you've got the guys standing behind you with the rope and you're tied to it, and likewise you got Ben standing in front of you, that is enough to pull you
just
back onto the top and drag you back.
Yeah.
I'll jump on next then.
I'll head out towards Ben.
Okay, Ben, are you going to turn and start?
Yep.
Heading in further.
Keep on going.
Okay. Emil, likewise, yeah. That's not a big problem. Frederick, do you want to give us an athletics or an acrobatics roll, and we'll... Okay. Likewise, you are very, very pleased at the rope, as at one point your foot starts to... Having seen where Doc kind of stumbled off to the right, you possibly overcompensate to the left, but they managed to pull you back up and get you back on. Okay, I am going to ask for one more set of rolls, starting with Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So again, athletics or acrobatics.
2 again.
2 again. Yeah, that's fine. You managed to make, because there's a couple of corners that are a bit iffy knowing exactly where to go. But you get your way round. Doc,
I'm
give me
chucking in a style point because I'm not very good at this.
Yeah, go for it.
I've got 2.
Yep, that's fine. Emil? You know that point where you get cocky?
Yeah.
This is easy. This is a doddle. And then you got that tricky right, left, right. And suddenly, yeah, you got Frederick hauling you up behind and
Doc doing his best in front.
Doc doing his best to keep you upright. It's a coughing fit once he's managed to get you upright.
Yeah.
But okay.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Oh yeah, you are definitely in trouble. Yeah, it might be the fact that you're the one carrying the lantern that's doing it. But yeah, you slide off, and the next thing you know, you are up to your knees and sinking pretty fast.
I would.
Okay.
I would hear and I'd turn around and grab the rope.
Okay. I need a strength roll from Emil, or you can make an acrobat.
2.
Yeah. Hang on. That's you've just got a strength of 3, haven't you?
Correct.
Okay. If it's an actual strength roll, roll another 3 because you double on primary attributes.
4.
4. 4 is enough to drag you out, and even enough. You needed 3 to get him out cleanly. 4 is enough that you can get him out, and he's even got enough time to bring the lantern with him.
Yay!
Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of that, clasping the hot lantern as closely as you possibly can without actually burning yourself, you make it to the far side of the cave and onto that spur of rock.
Yes.
There's a faint breeze. Actually, you know what? Give me another round of perception checks.
Perception checks.
3.
Okay.
2.
Right. It might be that everybody else assumes that that Frederick was a little more scared than necessary, but Frederick's aware as he gets onto that spur of rock, having been off in the deadness, that there's a faint breeze coming down the tunnel towards you, and it's carrying a slight sulphurous smell to it.
Okay.
But it's pretty faint at this point. So in front of you, the passage leads deeper into the room, deeper into the cliffside.
Are we going to detach the rope now? Or are we going to leave it?
It's attached to you guys.
No, I'm just saying, are we going to separate ourselves or are we going to stay tight?
Yeah, separate.
Okay, well, undo the rope and put it away then.
Okay.
If does Frederick mention the sulfur?
Yeah, I'll mention the sulfur.
Okay, I'll get my canteen out over my bandana and
Okay.
create a makeshift filter.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys, I'm guessing, head into the tunnel.
Yep.
Again, there's about, I don't know, maybe 10 yards of this hallway, same shape as the one previously, and eventually it opens up into another room. Give me a moment while I go. So in the... I know that I've got those sorted. In the centre of the room is a large wheel on the floor. And in front of you, directly opposite the passageway you came in on, there is another wall in front of you. There's an archway and then a solid wall, and carved into that wall is a symbol, like a circle with lines scratched through the centre of it.
Is the ground floor solid this time, or is it soft sand again?
No, this is stone again.
Okay. So can we walk over and have a closer look at this circular thing?
The symbol or the wheel on the floor?
Symbol.
Yep.
The symbol.
Yeah, the symbol's kind of, I don't know, a foot across, and like I say, it's a circle, and then there are 4 lines that run through it, each one crossing through the centre of the circle, pretty much on the compass points.
Okay. Nothing different about the lines. It's just a circle with 4 lines through it.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna have a look at the thing in the middle, the wheel or whatever it is.
Okay, it's a stone wheel that is attached to the floor.
I'm gonna see if I can get it to move with my foot. See if it'll turn.
Okay, if you're when you say get it to move with your foot, are you kind of giving it a really good hard kick, or just like putting your foot on it and
Put my foot on it and then see if it will turn.
It seems like it gives a little bit, but it doesn't give very much. It's like it takes up a tiny little bit of slack and then stops.
Okay.
Do you need a hand pushing it, pulling it, whatever, turning it? Or do you want to try turning it the other way?
Yeah, I'm going to try and push it the other way, Louis. I'm basically going to put my hands on it, see if it'll go back in the opposite direction from the way I pushed it with my foot.
It goes back. I mean, like I say, it just, when it went that way, it just took up a little bit of slack. Which way are you trying to turn it?
Okay, so the first foot, with the foot, I tried to turn it clockwise.
Okay.
Getting behind it and giving it a good shove, I'll try and turn it anti-clockwise.
Okay, so it basically goes back to exactly where it was and then stops.
Well, shall we have a look at the guns again then, guys?
Well, number 6 looks
Number
like
6.
3 triangles with a zigzag line above it.
Yeah. I'm a bit clueless on this one, to be honest.
I'm going to look a bit closer on the walls, Louis.
Okay. It does look like there is a small gap, I mean, that much, between where the archway goes in and the wall with the symbol on it.
Sorry, how wide didn't have you on?
Only kind of like, maybe a centimetre, something like that.
Can I grab the torch, the lantern for a second, Frederick?
Yes, yeah. To yours.
Thank you. I'll take the lantern and try and have a better look through the gap.
You can't see it. You can't get the lantern close enough against the wall and then get your eye close enough against the wall to really see. You kind of reckon that it's deeper than about kind of like it's more than an inch deep, you think, but how much more than an inch deep, you don't know.
Ben's gonna try lifting the wheel.
Okay, try lifting it.
Help. Yeah.
Okay, you lift it, and it doesn't lift. But in lifting it, you feel that same bit of movement. There's a little bit of jockeying each way. It doesn't really lift, but it just kind of it moves a tiny bit.
Can I get everybody to stand around a wheel so we all pull in one direction at the same time to try and turn clockwise?
Okay.
Plant our feet and then pull it, and we'll try and turn it clockwise.
Okay.
Just in case it's the room that turns.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So you get hold of it, and everybody kind of puts their backs into it. And yeah, this time, as you start to move, it is the room that turns. In front of you, you can see the symbol on the wall appear to move sideways. The floor doesn't move; it's just the walls.
we're going around the handle, but
So yeah, behind you, the wall moves back across the opening that you've opened, and it continues to turn around until it gets to about kind of the opening that was at kind of 12 o'clock, gets round to maybe about 2 o'clock. And at that point, there is another symbol on the wall. This one is likewise, again, it's a circle, but the circle this time has a horizontal line across it and several lines coming down from it, 5 or 6 lines coming down from it. Sorry, and this time that symbol is above a doorway.
we can see through.
Yeah. So there is an archway slightly lower than the archway for that's moved, and at the top of it is a circle with a line across and several lines down.
Do we want to turn it all the way around and see what we see, or do we just want to go for this door or this archway?
Let's try and get all symbols so we know.
Go for a full 360 first to know what we're looking at.
Yeah, like that, Louis.
Sorry.
Draw it on your picture.
Yep. Hang on. I've got a. Give me a moment. I'm looking in the wrong place. Yes, just like that.
How far round was that? A
It's
quarter of the way round?
It's about 2 o'clock. Yeah, about there.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys keep turning, and as you turn around, you see a symbol that is pretty close to the one that you
Have on the gun.
that you have on the gun.
Three peaks with a zigzag.
Whereabouts?
It's at about 3 o'clock. Yeah, so about there you've got pretty much that symbol that's on the gun.
So, as there was a trap in the sand bit, should we go and look at this one, as this is the one it says it should be?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what we were looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys head off in that direction. The tunnel carries on for about another 5 yards before it turns slightly to the north again, and heads off. As the passage turns, there is another one of these stone wheels on the side of the passage.
Any other symbols on the gun?
Well, the next one is 5 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3.
The words 5 to 5 and then numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Yeah.
Okay. There's no wheel to turn or anything else. It's just a symbol.
No, there's just the wheel. There's no
Just the wheel.
symbols. There's just another wheel, almost identical to the one in the room, but it's on the wall instead of on the floor. In front of you, the passageway keeps going. It's just this is on the wall.
Do we think we should keep going? We
Um,
turn the wheel, we may set something off.
Is there any kind of marker on the wheel?
No, nothing.
Keep
Is the
going
wheel north,
carefully.
south, east, west? Is it a cross or is it diagonal? That makes sense.
What are the 5?
Is it a 12, 3, 6, and 9, or is it something else? The spokes of the wheel.
The spokes are similar to the spokes on the wheel on the floor. There are just 5 of them.
All right, fair enough then. It doesn't match what we started with. Right.
No.
I think we should walk past and leave it and see what else is down the corridor, in case we set a trap off.
Yeah, very carefully.
Because there's nothing here to say that we should be turning a wheel on the gun barrels, gun butts, and there's no numbers on the wheel, is there? Or anything?
No.
Nah.
Nah. There's 5 points and 5 to 5, but there's not really a
5 to 5
connection.
would make two things opposite. And on a 5-spoke wheel, that's not possible.
Yeah.
Trying to find the right gun holster.
Huh?
The right gun handle. There we go.
Tom-
Right. Found
Right
it.
side.
on the right hand side.
Yeah, Thompson's right hand side gun. Okay, so stepping
Moving forward.
past the large wheel bolted to the side of the corridor, you continue on. The next chamber that you find is. Hang on a sec.
2, 3,
Pull
4,
that
5.
a sec. I have come across better maps than this one, I've got to say. I meant to clean it up before I showed it to you. So, yeah, so you guys come in through the passageway, and ahead of you is another large chamber. It's about 8 yards wide. Most of the chamber is a pit, and it is 5 yards deep. At the bottom of the pit, just about flickering in the light of your lantern, are some sharp stone spikes that cover the floor of the pit. However, in front of you are 5 rows of 5 clay pillars at about the same level you are.
5 to 5.
The pillar on the far end, the one on the far right as you look at it, so you are at the bottom now. The pillar on the far right hand side has collapsed. It doesn't look like it's particularly substantial. What does tell tales is the impaled skeleton at the bottom, mixed up with the smashed clay that lies there.
Nice. Well,
This has got to be the next one.
Emil's sort of fairly confident on this one, but he still ties the rope around his waist.
Who's he tying the other end?
That's what I'm saying. Who's holding it?
Who's strong enough to hold it? I've only got a strength 2.
Emil's the
Well,
strong one.
Well, once again, though, it's a case of, okay, I'll hold the rope then. But I point
Ben-
out the
Ben is
path I
happy
think
to-
it should be.
Ben is happy to try it.
I'll assist holding the rope.
And here, because there's a small jump to the first one.
There is indeed.
How far's the jump across? Louis?
Um,
To the first stone?
it's not
2
far. It's
foot?
only about. It's only about 2 foot. You just need to kind of. It's slightly. It's going to be a bit more than a step, but it's not a
Yeah.
big jump.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think about it if it wasn't for the
Yeah.
5-yard fall onto
Spikes.
sharp stone spikes
Yeah.
at the bottom.
Far
And the
enough
skeleton
for
at the
me to
bottom of it.
drop.
Okay, so Ben's gonna. Who's jumping out? Was it Ben or was it somebody else?
Ben.
Ben.
Well, Emil's given him the path that he thinks it is, and
Yeah.
Ben's jumping it.
Okay. Ben, would you
Yeah.
like to make me an athletics or acrobatics roll?
That's
Be
why I thought I
athletic.
should do it.
You're looking for 2 successes.
I'll use 2 of my style then.
2.
Okay, bear in mind, I will just tell you up front, there's going to be one of these rolls for each pillar.
Oh well.
So
I've pulled out 2 now, so I'll use one of them this time, one of them next time.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, make me a roll.
3.
Okay, that's great. You step across. It is solid, the top of this thing.
Cool.
how many yards across the whole way? Or how many feet across the whole
It's
thing?
about 8 yards, I think.
8 yards.
I think I said.
24 feet. We've got enough rope. It's all right. We're not
Yeah.
going to run out. We're not going to jump and run out of rope.
1, 2, 3 again.
Okay, your dice are
They are very nice.
doing well.
We're
Sure,
in game now,
D20s.
I'm pretty sure. So I'll use the next star for the next one.
Okay,
3 again. Still 2.
okay. This is all good. Now I will point out that about this point,
Mm-hmm.
it occurs to you that
It's a bit dark.
no, well, it is, but it's not too bad. The thing that really occurs to you is that if you jump and you fall at this point, you're going to swing back probably into the
Just the
spikes.
spikes, yeah.
So
Okay, so
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
I'm going to
Discard.
follow him out.
Discard
Does
the
anyone
rope
else
and
want
we'll
to
reel it
follow
back in.
before I go any further?
I'll follow him out.
Yep.
Wow, you guys are good.
So am I on 3 or 2?
You're on the
You
third one.
are on the third one, going for the fourth one.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool.
So
So,
I'm going to jump to 2.
okay.
Well, 1 to 2.
Yep.
So first roll to get to 1. Yep, 3.
Yep. That's always
And-
going to be the easy one.
Then to get to 2.
Okay.
I slip.
You slip. You do slip. You are now clinging on to the side of the top of this thing. Hanging on for all your worth. Your boots just kind of caught the edge of it because you were jumping diagonally, which is not quite so easy to do. Slithered down. Okay. Make me another roll to see if you can get up.
3.
3. Okay, yeah. Okay, now you can't jump to the next one
Because I'm on the
while
next
Ben is on the top of the next one.
one. Better jump to the next one then. I'll use the last star point I have. That is 2 again.
Okay, that is enough to get yourself there.
It is.
So you have one more jump to do to get to the last pillar. I'm not going to make you do it to jump to the jump
So it's
to
one
the
more
end.
roll. I've got it 2 for 2.
I will say, okay, because I probably should have done this before. The volunteering to go first, even though you are definitely not the most ably suited, you can have another style point for that, because that
Okay.
is definitely your. Yeah, no, I can do this.
I'll happily use it.
Definitely playing to your floor.
Yeah, okay. And we'll finish off on a 3.
Okay. So you are now the far side of the of the pillar, and from this side, as you stand near the tunnel, I should have mentioned it to you when you get in, but certainly from here, that smell of sulphur. It's your upwind from Emil and any noxious vapours that he may have let out when he missed the top of the second pillar. There's definitely quite a strong smell of sulphur blowing down from the passageway ahead of you.
Yeah, he'd then turn around, quite pale now. I'd be like, yeah, this is all right. Smells a bit though.
Okay, who's next?
What about Emil? What's he going to do?
Yeah. Jump to middle.
Okay. So you're going to send somebody else across the next little bits, or are you going to...
No, I'm going to keep hold of the rope because it's long enough, and see who's going to follow me now to...
That looks easy. I'm sure I can do it. I'll have to chuck a star point at the start, just in case. Just to make the first jump, at least.
sort of place my feet and grip the rope ready.
I got 1.
Yeah. It's the sulphur that sets you coughing.
Yeah.
Just as you make the jump, you keep hold of the top, and the rope's definitely steadying you. Make me another roll to see if you can get up onto the top.
The same roll.
The same roll.
A 2.
Yeah, 2.
1.
As Emil is pulling on it, I will get you up on a 2. If Frederick is holding the rope behind you,
Yeah.
Yes.
I will drop for you the difficulty of the next jump to a 1 if you've got the rope kind of taut between you. So it's not just helping you not to fall in, but it's actively helping you to...
A bit of stabilisation during a jump, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready? Nothing.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah. You slip, you plummet. I would like a body roll or a strength roll. You double however many dice you've got from both Emil and from both Emil and Frederick.
So what am I rolling,
So
sorry?
Whatever your body or strength is, times 2.
My body's 3, so I'll roll that.
Just about keep your footing. It's the sudden jolt jars you forwards, but you just about manage to keep it up. And yeah. Doc, they literally drag you upright, leaning backwards, probably with copious amounts of PG-13 swearing, as you struggle up onto the top of the second pillar.
Okay. I'm going to stand there and catch my breath for a minute then.
Yeah.
Because I can't go any further anyway, because Emil's there.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait for Frederick to come to 1, I think.
Okay.
What's on the floor of this place, Louis? I know you said there were spikes.
Yeah.
How far apart are they spread? And how tall are they?
They're about 3 feet tall, and they're clustered together. They're not.
You couldn't lower down and walk between them.
You'd struggle.
But the thing is, I know that I've only got 2 athletics, so I am not going to make this roll all the way across for every single pillar. So I'm wondering if it's any better actually just lowering to the floor and picking my way through the staves. What are they made of?
Look like they're made of stone.
You know what we said about my Inspire working out of combat?
Yeah.
Could that potentially work in this situation?
That could potentially work.
Fortunately, I don't have any style points left, but...
How does guts work?
Guts just gives you that if you're in a situation where you've got to be seriously brave, it's a roll off. So things like not exactly gun battles, but if you're doing a shootout, if there's two of you in the street, who's going to hold their nerve longest?
Well, let's just try it. Okay, so this is me jumping to the first pillar.
Or if you got
Yep,
PTSD.
only one success.
Okay.
I'm going to have to pull on the rope as hard as I
You're
can.
going to have to pull on the rope. Can you make me a body roll, Charlie?
Yeah. 2.
Okay. You are slipping slightly. Doug, you don't need a lot, but you need a little bit to keep him up.
Hang on, how's Emil getting involved with me if I'm the last one there?
Because the rope's connected with all of
Because the
you.
rope's connected through
Okay.
all of you. He's trying to steady.
He's steadying me while I'm
He's,
pulling
yeah,
you.
he's trying to steady Doc.
So I lost you there.
Okay,
making roll?
Body
give
roll.
me a body roll.
Sure thing. 3.
Okay, that is enough. Was that was to get Emil out to the first pillar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, to get Frederick out of the first pillar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to say take 1 non-lethal damage, and you're on top of that first pillar. You should be fully healed up of anything by now. So
I
that should
healed
be
everybody anyway.
first. Yeah,
Yeah,
Last
that's
start
fine.
to try.
first damage. Okay, so we got 3 of you on 3 pillars.
Yeah. Wait for a meal now.
It's like baseball. We got the bases loaded. I'm going to turn around, face number 4. I'm ready this time.
I'm giving him a bit of slack on the rope.
Yeah, you get there. It's not as elegant as previous attempts, but you get there.
That's all I need. I'll turn around then, brace the rope ready, and say, "Come on, Doc, you got this."
Don't fall again.
We've come this far. Come on, Doc.
Okay. 1. It's not none. It's not none. It's 1.
No, that's all right. Emil, make me a body roll.
3 again. I'm braced. I'm ready.
That is enough to just about heave Doc up onto the top of that third pillar. Doc,
I'm sweating now.
one non-lethal.
Right. Yep.
Okay. What are we going to get Emil to make? Are we going to get Frederick to make the jump?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Get him to make the jump because otherwise he'd be too far away for us to pull him on the rope.
Yeah, the closer me and Doc are together, the more support we can offer.
Nope. 1 again.
okay. Doc, make me a body roll.
What?
Holy
It's 1
shit!
night. It's
It's 1. Okay,
I'm ready for it this time.
was a good time for that roll. Okay, Frederick, it's a scramble, but they managed to get you up onto the top of that pillar.
Okay.
Okay, bases are loaded again. Emil, do you want to make the jump?
So I check that
I'm ready.
that Ben has got the other end of the rope this time.
Yeah, I've got
I'll
it.
stop coughing.
Another safe 2.
Yeah, that's just about enough.
Another happy landing.
Cool. So me and Ben are there now, ready to support Doc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Well,
get
you're on
all
5,
the
yeah.
way off.
Twice the power.
Are you
Like,
gonna?
chucking a style point in.
Okay.
I've got one. I'm stuck on one.
You are. You genuinely are.
4.
Okay. Yeah. You managed to get him up,
I'm on number 4 then.
but it's not easy. But you get him there.
Yep.
Okay. Frederick, do you want to try the next jump?
Yep.
Ooh.
None at all now.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Doc, make me a body roll, and it needs to be pretty good.
it is.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I will just about give you that. Right, I'm going to take another 1 lethal damage because you slam into the side of the pillar you were jumping for. But you managed to get to the top of it, but you are dazed.
Yep.
So Frederick's going to do his jump onto the end bit. I'm going to jump to pillar 5 now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going
last
to chuck
pillar.
my last style
I will
point
give
in.
you. You only need a 1 to get this one because you
Do I?
are jumping onto the last one with 2 guys that are
2
able
at
to
the end.
try and
That's
steady
right.
you.
I'm still chucking my style point in.
Okay. Now watch him roll a 3.
3.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm in.
You can get to the other side.
Right, there's 3 of us now.
Okay.
Sort of.
What
So-
I'd like to do,
Yeah.
if possible, Louis, is get Doc off the final pillar,
Yeah.
and I'm going to jump back on the final pillar to act as the anchor for Frederick.
Okay. Okay. Make me an athletics roll. Right, Ben. Make me a body roll.
Body, please be better than everything else. Okay. That's not awful. That's
You
4.
get to double them because it's a primary attribute.
3.
Doc's
3.
there too.
Okay. Frederick, make me a body roll. So double your body.
Frederick.
1.
Okay. Right. So, where were you? You were there. Okay.
I thought it would have been Doc, wouldn't it?
No, Doc's off the rope. You'd have had to untie Doc to get him off the rope.
So you could
You
jump
did.
back.
You've jumped back, slipped, fallen. Emil's skated right to the edge. Doc is holding on to Emil to stop him plunging into the pit.
Yeah.
You slip and fall and drag Frederick towards the very, very edge. You are dangling fingernails just about gripping the edge. You need to make you definitely need to make a 2 roll to get yourself up.
On athletics.
Yeah. Okay.
No wasted effort, baby.
No. Right. And obviously now so confident in Emil's ability. You've got style if you want to spend it, Simon.
No, I'm just going to roll.
Okay.
So this is me jumping to the what? The 4th pillar?
This is jumping to the 4th pillar.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Emil?
You take Emil needs to make a body roll. Frederick, make me a body roll. Not Frederick, sorry. Ben, make me a body roll.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Okay. Looking at that, I am going to give Frederick a 2 non-lethal damage and Emil 1 lethal damage as you bounce off the pillar the pillars that you're aiming to hit as you both lose your footing. are stone. You manage to crack the clay on the sides of them. The other pillars, as you pass clean through one of them, is just a clay outline. It's barely more than a couple of inches thick on all sides. You smash through it and slam into the wall. Ben is just about holding his foot in, trying to keep you guys up.
I'm holding his gun belt at the same time.
Well, yeah.
Doc, Paul.
While Doc is holding on to you.
So I took lethal.
No, you took one non-lethal.
Right.
Frederick takes two non-lethal. Two, because that is a long ass swing, and those spikes are dangerously close to your boots. So
that means I've taken so far 5 non-lethal.
5 non-lethal.
Yes.
Okay, what's your health?
My health is
I'm trying to find this. It's on here somewhere.
5 or 6.
Must be on here somewhere.
Is it a secondary attribute or something?
No, it's on the right hand side, next to experience or across boxes.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Okay, so I've got 6 health.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah. That last hit really does slam you. That hurts a lot, but you can manage to. If you'd taken one more non-lethal out of that lot, you'd have been rolling a body check to see whether or not you lose consciousness.
I've made it all the way across yet.
You have.
I haven't. That was only to the 4th pillar.
No, that's fine.
You both
You've
fell
gone
off, so...
through a pillar. Ben is standing at the top with Doc hanging onto his gun belt, heaving back on him. The two of you are bouncing off the wall. Your feet are dangling inches away from the stone spikes at the bottom.
So we're going to pull Emil up because he's first.
You're going to have to pull both of them up.
Yeah.
I am. You know what? I am just going to say. You guys are going to. You're going to make it. Emil's got his fingers near the top. By the time, if you guys can pull him back slightly.
Yeah.
So you guys managed to just about claw yourselves. What was that for? Was that a strength?
Well, you can have it as strength. You can have it as body. You can have it as whatever you like. They're all tame.
I was not going to ask for a roll to do this.
No.
On the grounds that, if I'm honest, the alternative is you lose track and everybody plunges down into the pit.
Yeah.
No. I kept my own.
That's why I didn't roll.
That's why I tried to just make my own way up a little bit and got a 2.
Yeah.
So you get right.
So you guys managed to get up onto the top, bad and bruised, and.
Can I have a good look at Frederick and make sure he's all right? And if so, and do a sort of medicine check on him.
You can.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the time and thinking.
Let me do a medicine check. Go on. Because I can do a heal. I can do a heal as well. You see.
Do a medicine roll.
Right. This is my medicine roll. So for every success he can heal 2 non-lethal damage.
Okay. So you managed
to spread that among the party.
You managed to patch Frederick up. It's going to take you a good kind of 20 minutes, half an hour sitting on that shelf, patching him up, but yeah.
That takes you 5 non-lethal off.
Frederick recovers his health. I think Emil was Emil the only other person that took damage?
I took 1 damage.
Yeah, I took 1 as I bashed my knee against the wall.
Okay. So I'm not going to make you roll it with your healing skill. You can do that.
So we're all patched.
So you guys are patched up. Healing skill is quite something.
I think we got 8.
We don't call him Doug for nothing.
He's not good at much else, but Doc is healing.
Okay. So I'm going to call this in a minute, but you guys walk once you've had a chance to catch your breath. Doc's tended to you. Frederick, you are going to be sore and stiff for a couple of days. Those were some pretty damn big hits. But whatever he's got in that
Non-lethal
bag
stuff.
of his has definitely sorted it.
I'm going to re-moisten my bandana as well.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Okay, so you guys make your way down the next pillar, and as you start the next pillar, down the next corridor, as you start moving further down, the stench of sulfur gets stronger and stronger. Your eyes just water slightly with the smell of it, and you come out into a large, what appears to be pretty much natural cave. You come out standing on a non-natural piece of rock with stairs that go down in front of you and to the sides into onto a dirt floor. Off in the on the floor, there are these muddy patches that are bubbling and occasionally belching out these sulfuric gases. Off in the distance, you can see on the far side of the cavern, and it's barely visible in the light of your lantern. There we go. I knew it had a word. You can just about make out another rock shelf with something on the top of it, and it looks as though there are stairs leading up to it from either side, but it's dimly visible in the distance. What you can see is the area just in front of you, and it's not the most hospitable looking place. As like I say, there's these bubbling, fuming mud patches. There's some chunks of some big kind of rock pillars in the middle of it in occasional places, and that, I think, as you guys cluster there looking out on this deeply bizarre site, will be where we'll stop tonight. So with that, I will say to anybody that's watching, happy trails. And we will probably finish this next session, is my guess.
Hey.